Well, because one of us was talking too much today and it wasn't me. Okay, maybe it was. We have to get right to it. Show me something draft for week 3 of the preseason. 2 rounds now, round 3 after the break. Shireen, you are up.
Roquan Smith. He's going to play this season under the 5th-year option. He's betting on himself. He's going to get some reps tonight. Had that long hold in, and now he needs to get back into football shape, get back into playing shape. He probably won't play a lot, but he needs to play some, Mike, just to get those reps, just to get back. Big season, as we know, for Roquan Smith. He didn't get his long-term deal. This season will determine a lot about what his future is and how big that next contract is.
I think I said this last week when we expected to see Jacoby Brissett in the week 2 preseason game. We didn't. We're going to see him starting this week. He's the guy for 11 weeks. No indication they're looking for anyone else. Jimmy Garoppolo, no, it's 11 weeks, and then Deshaun Watson. But 11 games with Jacoby Brissett. Let's see what you can do this weekend, Jacoby, so Browns fans can at least have some optimism that maybe they'll be close to 500 or on the right side of it when Deshaun Watson comes back.
Yeah, exactly right, Mike. And I'm going to go with my second pick with Baker Mayfield. I think he's going to play a little bit this week. He's been a Panther fewer than 50 days, and he won the starting job. He played 12 snaps and threw 7 passes in the first preseason game. He didn't play last week. He needs some reps. He needs to get to know his receivers. He needs more time in that offense against an opposing team. I think he'll get that a little bit. I wouldn't expect him to play much. And then we'll see some Sam Darnold and see what he can do.
I'm going to go back to a point that we talked earlier in the program as it relates to Tom Brady. Look, I've said all along, once he plays Sunday night week 1 against the Cowboys, we're going to forget about the 11-day absence if he looks like the guy that he always was. Well, if he looks like it's Saturday night, we'll probably forget about the 11-day absence as well. And we'll say, and you know, people will say, "Oh, it was no big deal. Why did everybody care?" Well, they cared because it was pretty damn important at the time, and it was a pretty big mystery as to where this guy is for 11 days during training camp. But he can shut all of that up for 2 weeks until the week 1 game against the Cowboys if he comes out and looks like the guy he's always been on Saturday night when he goes back to Indianapolis, again, site of one of his Super Bowl losses, 46 against the New York Giants. Show me something draft week 3 of the 2022 preseason. Those are the picks so far. Round 3 begins now. Shireen Williams, you're on the clock. You have 2 seconds. Go.
Well,
time's up.
The Steelers.
Time's up, Vikings.
All eyes for the Steelers are going to be on Mitch Trubisky and Kenny Pickett in that battle, but I'm going to go with Mason Rudolph. I've fooled Courtney on that one. I'm going to go with Mason Rudolph because he's probably not going to get a whole lot of time in this game, but he could be auditioning for another team. There could be a trade. We talked about trades. He's a possibility of being traded. The Lions need a backup quarterback. Dane Campbell talked yesterday about he wants David Blau or Tim Boyle to step up. Maybe Mason Rudolph's the answer for Detroit or another team.
He could just get on that plane and fly back to Michigan with the Lions. All right. For me, and I'm going to take a little bit of a liberty here with the whole spirit of the draft. I'm going back to the first segment of the show, the first thing we talked about. Show me something 345 Park Avenue. Do something about what Aaron Donald did yesterday. Today's your day. This is your opportunity. Perfect chance for a Friday news dump because it's Friday and this is the first day after it happened. Something needs to be done from the highest levels of the league to make sure that all players, all coaches, all GMs, all owners, all fans, all media, anyone who pays any attention to the NFL knows that what we saw yesterday from Aaron Donald is reprehensible, it's unacceptable, and they need to stop it before it happens and seriously injures someone. Nobody got injured. That was Sean McVay. Nobody got injured. Well, eventually, if you don't stop this kind of behavior, somebody will. They need to draw the line now. They need to make an example out of Aaron Donald. I know. Week 1, it's the Rams and the Bills. Well, you shouldn't be swinging 2 helmets in practice 2 weeks before week 1 if you want to be certain to be on the field when week 1 rolls around, Shireen.
Mike, we'd both like to see that happen. I don't think it will. What do you think the chances are that it will happen?
They're slim, but I'll tell you what, I'm going to spend most of today old man yelling at cloud to make it happen. Sorry, Aaron, don't hit me with a helmet, but it's the right outcome. He should not be playing, and I know NBC may not be happy about that either since we have the game. He should not be playing week 1 and more for for the LA Rams.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.